Dear student, I am Dr. Vishal Kumar Lahiri, an assistant professor at Institute of Management Studies, Banaras Hindu University. I welcome you all to the NPTEL online certification program on the course titled Principles of Management. In this particular course, you will be getting a thorough understanding of the principles, management principle, practice, and how these principles and practices can be used to solve the business problems. Before we start the very first session, let me guide you with respect to the overall course structure. So as you can see, the course is total course is divided into 12 parts, and each part is containing 5 modules. So in total, you will be getting getting the knowledge from the 60 modules. So very first part is the introduction to the management, and it will be covered through module 1 to 5. In the introduction to the management, we'll be discussing about the basic concept of the management process, importance, characteristics, and these things will be discussed with some relevant examples. The second part will be covered under the module 6 to 10, and in this particular modules, we'll be discussing about how management as a concept has been evolutionized, and we'll be discussing about 4 management concepts, that is your management as a classical approach, neoclassical approach, system approach, and the contingency approach. Moving next, it will be part 3rd, and in the part 3rd, we'll be discussing about some theories given by the management thinkers or the management practitioners under the module 11 to 15. In this particular modules, we'll be discussing some theories given by some prominent practitioners like Peter Drucker, C.K. Prahlad, Peter Singe, and others. In the part 4, we'll be discussing about the basic functions of the management. From part 4 onwards, the basic functions of the management will be discussed under the modules 16 and 20. Planning and decision making will be discussed under the part 4, and we'll be emphasizing our sessions on understanding the planning process, the types of the plan, decision-making process, how the decision can be enhanced or improved. In the part 5, we'll be emphasizing our sessions on the organizing. So once the planning is done, it is essential that the resources should be allocated and the tasks should be assigned to each and every employee within the organization. So in this module from 21 to 25, we will be discussing on how the authority, responsibility, and accountability will be set up among the employees and the hierarchy within the organization. In the later part of the studies, we will be discussing about the staffing. Once the accountability, responsibility, and the overview of the resources are determined, we will be considering about which employee or what type of skills we require to perform the activity. So in the part 6, in the module 26 to 30, we'll be discussing about the selection, recruitment, training, and development processes. Once the staffs are recruited, it is very essential that the motivation level should also be increased within the staffs. So it will be done through the theories of the motivation or the motivation practices. So in part 7, we'll be discussing about some prominent motivation theories under the module 31 to 35. Some theories related to Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Victor Vroom expectancy theory, theory X, Y, theory Z, Ouch's theory. These are the theories of the motivation we will be trying to understand. In the part 8, we will be discussing about the leadership. Leadership will be discussed under the module 36 to 40. And in the leadership, we'll be discussing about what is the essential requirement to be a leader, how the leadership is influencing the behavior of the employees, and the essential benefits of having a good leader. Part 9 will be respect to the communication. Communication is very essential and a very essential tool for sharing the message from higher level to lower level and lower level to higher level. So we'll be discussing about the various modes of the communication, the effective way of the communication, what are the barriers that comes under the communication in part 9 from module 41 to 50. In the part 10, we'll be discussing about the controlling function. The controlling function will be emphasized on how the manager is taking a control regarding the planned activity and how the activity is actually performed. Okay, it will be done under the module 46 to 50. In the 11th part, we'll be discussing about the management controlling techniques. Now, there are different methods of measurement of the performance of the employees. So, in the part 11, in the module 51 to 55, we'll be discussing about the techniques of the controlling. Last but not the least, in the part 12, we'll be discussing about the global management practices under the modules 56 to 60. In this particular modules, we'll be discussing about how the management has changed over a period of time and what are the different practices in different countries, and we'll be taking the example of the India, China, US and Japan. So this is an overview of the total course that we are going to study. Now coming to the very first part, that is introduction to the management. This is the very first lecture and this is the very first module, and this is the overview of the module. Under this module, we'll be discussing about the meaning of the management, concept and definition of the management, characteristics of the management and importance of the management. So very first thing we need to understand what management is. Management is not a recent discipline or it is a practice, but it is something which is practiced over a period of time before industrialization as well. So management history can be traced back from the very old era. So we need to understand what management is. So management, the old definition of the management is emphasizing on the management is the art of getting work done through others. This will be the very simplest definition you will get in any textbook of the management. So we'll try to break down this particular definition and try to understand what management is. In this definition, management is the art. So it talks about the management as a art discipline. Okay, it means the various practices or the various theories are practiced over a period of time to get a efficiency and getting work done through others. It means that the manager who are working in a company, they do not do their work themselves. They hire the employees and they try to get the work done through the different employees in the organizations. Okay, now talking about whether this particular definition is relevant in the contemporary situation or not. It is not. Why? Because management is evolved over a period of time and management is not just restricted to the arts only, and it is combination of the different discipline. Like management is a science as well, management is a profession as well, and we'll be discussing in the upcoming sessions as well regarding the nature of the management. And another aspect of the management definition, that management is getting the work done through others. So nothing is mentioned whether the employees are treated fairly or not, whether the employees working in the organization are given the fair compensation or not, whether they are imparting some training and development programs or not. Okay, so a very mechanistic view of the employees is represented in this particular definition. Second aspect of the definition is management is concerned with the ideas, things and people. So three crucial elements is mentioned in this definition. One is idea, one is your things and the people. So idea is with respect to how the manager is creatively designing the new ideas. We can try to understand with an example. Suppose in the automobile sector, we can see a rapid transformation from diesel to fuel to alternate vehicle, or to be very specific, now the automotive sector is moving towards the electric vehicle. So the managers at the higher level, they are providing the idea or generating the idea that we can switch to the sustainable automotive sectors. So this is the idea generation thing, and it is at the top level of the management. With respect to the things, it is the resources, how effectively the managers are using the resources. It is the operation part, how input is converted into the semi-variable or the finished products with the efficient cost. Okay, so efficient utilization of the resources is the thing part in this definition. And last is the people. People is with respect to the employees, how you are treating your employees. In the past, we have seen that the employees are treated as a machine. However, in the recent and the contemporary management practices, we've seen that employees are very crucial element in the organization. They are given full support with respect to their training and development, with respect to their likes and dislikes, with respect to their flexible timing, with respect to their fair compensation. Okay, we can cite some example of the companies like the Facebook, Apple. They are very much flexible with respect to the employees' preference in working. Okay, they can work from home as well. So these are the three elements in the management definition. Last definition focuses on the management is an effective utilization of human and material resources to achieve the enterprise objective. Now, what is the objective of the company or the organization? So it could vary. We can say that the objective of the company could be earning the profit, but it is actually the output part. The objective could be numerous things the company are working on. It could be like increasing in the sales. It could be that the company want to gain competitive advantage in the market. It could be that the company is like more oriented towards minimizing the cost. Okay, but ultimately these things are leading towards the profit. So the objective is very much clear. Objective could be numerous objective. Utilization of human and material resources. As mentioned, converting your raw material into the finished or the semi-finished product at the lower cost is the effective utilization of the resources, along with how you are treating your employees. Employees are considered as the very important element within the organization. So by and large, we can define the term management, or we get to know about the basic thing about the management. Management is how you are using your different resources efficiently. Resources could be your men, money, material, or the management is also one of the resources in the organization. Moving ahead, the concept of the management. Now we know the term management. We have some idea about the meaning of the management. We try to understand the concept of the management. Very first one is management as a process. So management is a continuous process. It is not like you have used a management technique or any kind of principle and you left out. Okay, until and unless the management or the organization exists, the management process will continuously be revolving around. Okay, so management is a process. It means there are different functions which revolves around. What are different functions? It is the planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So once a new project is undertaken, very first aspect is you have to be very innovative in terms of the ideas. Second is organizing with respect to the allocation of the resources. Third one is staffing. Once the resources are allocated, it is very important that you hire skillful employees in the organization and at the same time retain those employees in the organization as well. Fourth one is the directing. Like employees are not self-motivated sometimes. So you need to provide some motivations as well. That is your directing part, leading part. And last but not the least is the controlling part. Controlling means how you are keeping a check on the employees are not deviating from the current plan or the objective of the organization. Okay, that is the controlling part. So these things we'll be discussing in details in the upcoming sessions. Second one is the management as an economic resources. As mentioned, management or the organization has the different types of the resources. As you can see in this figure, money, manpower, material and machinery. These are the four crucial resources an organization is having. First one is the money, that what are different sources through which you are collecting the money or you are allocating the money. Second is the manpower, how skillful your resources is in terms of your staffs working in the organization. Material, how you are efficiently converting the raw material into the finished products with proper cost controlling techniques. All right. And last one is the machinery. Machinery with respect to the innovativeness in terms of your technology. So how competitive your research and development department is in providing technological breakthrough to the organization. Third one is the management as a group. So management is not practiced in one or two employees in the organization. Whenever the employees will be working in a group, it is obvious that management practices will be applicable. And it is not like in the management practices is applicable to the business units only. It is applicable to the various institutions, various military setup, hospital, banking, wherever the people are working in a group. It is a system of authority. So in the later part of the session, we'll be discussing the management hierarchy or the different levels of the management, where the top level management is there, mid level management is there, and the lower level management is there. At the top level management, the employees will be having the higher authority in terms of taking the key decisions. And at the lower level, they will be more of implementing the plans and policies of the organization decided by the top level manager. Management as a separate discipline. Management over a period of time has evolved as a separate discipline, and it takes the input from the different sub-disciplines as well. For example, suppose management need to have an idea about understanding the consumer behavior. So it can be done through understanding of the psychology of the people. So it is not like management is comprised of only one discipline. It has different discipline, and all are clubbed together to form a management as a new discipline. Now we have an idea about the meaning of management, concept of the management. So we can say that we are in the position to define what management is. Two practitioner has defined the term management. So management is the process by which manager create, direct, maintain, and operate purposive organization through systematic, coordinated, cooperative human efforts. This definition was given by Dalton E. McFarland. Another definition is, business management is a human activity which directs and controls the organization and operation of a business enterprise. Management is centered in the administrator or manager of the firm who integrate men, material, and money into effective operative unit. This was given by B.O. Wheeler. So if we summarize this definition revolves around how efficiently you are using your different resources. As mentioned in the B.O. Wheeler definition, the effective use of your men, money, material, these things will be leading towards your superior business performances. So this was the definition of the management. Now we'll be understanding the nature or the characteristics of the management. Very first one is, management is a goal-oriented process. Like whenever the people will be working in a group, they will be achieving some kind of objective, and there will be some purpose for forming the group in the organization. So management is a goal-oriented process. As mentioned in the previous slides, the goal or the objective of the company could be numerous. It could be like you want to have control over the cost. It could be you want to introduce a new product in the market. It could be you want to enhance your sales in the market, or it could be you want to capture the entire market. Okay, so goals will be very much specific, and based on that, the management principle and the techniques will be applied to achieve those objectives. Second is, management is a universal process. It is not like management of a particular company XYZ, they are using it separately. Management principles are universally accepted. The different principles given by the different practitioner, they are widely accepted, not in the business perspective, but in other domain as well. Like it could be used in the management of the hospital, management of the banking. It could be used in the other sector as well, like the military. It could be used in the government sector, profit or non-profit organization. So it is a universal process, and all the principles are like equally they are fit into the different domain. It is a multidimensional, like management comes under the discipline of social sciences, and different disciplines contribute towards the management. For example, you need to understand the human behavior. Then the management can take the some theories from the psychology to understand the human behavior. You want to understand the society, then you can take some principle from the anthropology. So these disciplines can contribute towards the development of the management as a separate discipline. Management as a group phenomena. As mentioned, management is not practiced alone. It is whenever there will be a group of people working together, management practices will be automatically, it can be implied to get a smoother operation and to have a efficient operation or reduction in the overall cost. It is a continuous process. Management is not a thing which you use for once or twice. Until and unless the organization exists, you need to regularly use the different principles and functions of the management. It is an integrative force. Like management is applicable to each and every department. For example, if in an organization there are different departments, it could be marketing, it could be your HR, it could be your production, it could be your selling and distribution. So every department need an integrated force so that overall objective can be achieved, and it can be done by the synchronization effort. It can be done using the coordinated efforts of all the employees at a different department level. Management is a social process. Like management or any business organization, they like uses the resources or they take out the resources from the society. Okay, they manufacture the product, they deliver the services to the society. So everything starts with the society and ends with the society. So it is a social process. So any organization having the management practices, they need to understand the society or the social forces as well. With the characteristics and the nature of the management, we'll be also discussing about the importance of the management. Very first one is management helps in achieving the organizational objectives or the goals. With a proper coordinated and synchronized activities in the management, the companies can achieve objectives within the stipulated cost and within the stipulated time period. For example, if in an organization a new project is undertaken, in the new project the time frame is, for example, 3 years. So if proper management is done with respect to the planning, with respect to the procurement of the raw material, with respect to the hiring of the employees, with respect to motivation of the employees, if these things are well coordinated, the company will achieve the desired result in the within the time frame. Second is management increases efficiency. As mentioned, the modern management practices emphasizes on employees' performances. They believe that more and more, the higher the level of the employees, performance of the employees, the more it will be beneficial for the organization. So it is very important that management or the business of organization should emphasize on providing training and development or specialized type of the job to the employees for their higher performances. For example, if employees is very good in the technical skills, so the management should think that the technical activities should be assigned to a particular employee rather than the human and the conceptual activities. Third one, management helps in achieving the personal objective. The modern management practices emphasizes on reconciliation of the human activities or the employees' activity linked with the organizational objectives. So once you perform for the organization, it will be ultimately leading towards the employees' performance as well. So it is the management practices or the management discipline or the principles will also help in achieving the personal objective of the employees as well. Management create a dynamic organization. Management is very dynamic in nature. It changes or it adapts with the changed external factors. We can take the example of the COVID situation. Post-COVID, there were many challenges being faced by the organization in terms of the operation part. So the management practices totally transformed from work to home or the digital platform they were using for the smoother activity. So it is very dynamic thing. Management is very flexible in nature. Management helps in the development of the society as well. As mentioned, it is a social process. You take the resources from the society, you serve the society, and the employees are also the part of the society. So management is like contributing towards the development of the society as well, and through the CSR project as well, it is a duty, mandatory duty of the organization to bring efficiency in the society. That's all for the today's session. In this particular session, we have discussed about the meaning of the management, basic concept of the management, significance of the management, characteristics of the management. In the upcoming session, we'll be discussing about the nature of the management. We'll be solving a particular problem which is related to the whether the management is a science, management is an art, or management is a profession. So these are the suggested reading. You can go through the different books as mentioned in the slide. This will help you in understanding the intricacies of the management as a practice. Thank you and happy learning.